Councillor Robinson, go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, because I had a couple of questions regarding this report because it speaks to enabling the CAO or designate to consider and approve events in Esplanade Park during the summer recess and in extenuating or emergency circumstances. So through you, Mr. Chair, I'd like to address my question to the Office of the CAO, if I might. There we go. Hello there. I just had a couple of questions, if I might. I'd like to know is why would the council not be able to approve an event over the summer recess? Because as we know, we just went through a summer and we are able to hold special meetings of council. We've been able to have one-on-one meetings. So I'm just wondering, why would we not be able to hold any kind of meetings over the summer in the future to deal with any of these events?
Thank you for your question through the chair. We found over the last few summers there have been last-minute requests to accommodate events in Esplanade Park. That has really provided little to no opportunity for council to get together and for a special meeting to be called. And in those circumstances, we found it might be most beneficial to allow the CEO discretion where the event really complies with all the conditions of the policy and the procedure. It just doesn't meet the timeline. Obviously, people who are hosting events need to know very quickly whether they have the permissions to do so, especially if it's a last-minute request. And an example is, of course, the Butter Tart Festival that had their previous location fall through, and they had to move very quickly to have a new location confirmed, or else the event couldn't take place. So it just adds some flexibility. Could a special meeting of council be called on every instance where there's 24 hours notice? Yes, I guess there could be, but we thought that the discretion was quite appropriate for the CEO to exercise, because it also does require me to report back to council and let you know of those instances.
Okay, thank you for that. Because yeah, I was just hoping, like, we can get some kind of emails or something. I mean, I'm pretty much always available, on a whim if we have to, and just have like a quick, even like a Zoom call to have a conversation about it. It's nice to be included. As you can see, I'm along with the last report that I just spoke of. I also would like to know if you can answer me this, please, and through you, Mr. Chair, again to the CAO. What is an extenuating circumstance? What? Yeah, and
so I'll give you two examples. One is the one I just provided, where an event location fell through. It was an event of a size and scale that could be easily accommodated at Esplanade Park through the resources of our staff, and we found would be of enjoyment and benefit to our local community. So we obviously wanted to be able to provide another alternative instead of having an event entirely canceled. Another example is our MP has requested in the past to host community barbecues for their constituents, and often they don't really know what their schedule might be and what work that best for them and their constituents until closer to the date. So these are things that kind of come together within weeks, and so those are the circumstances where it's happening in the middle of a summer recess, and we're trying to make every effort to accommodate because we think it mirrors the philosophy of our corporation, and we think it would be of benefit to our community.
Through you, Chair, but if I can just also add to the examples given, we have also had examples in the past where there is an event that's been approved by council, and due to weather or other extenuating circumstances, the event hasn't been able to take place. Sometimes the rescheduling of that event has been challenging as well, with the need for council's approved the event already, possibly just not a new date.
Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Because in my opinion, when decision rights are taken away from council and given solely to the chief administrative officer, I think that there could also be several implications with this. And again, Firstly, there's a concentration of power given decision-making authority solely to the CAO. It may concentrate power in one individual. This diminishes the role of us, again, as elected officials, and reduces the checks and balances that come with representative government. This can impact transparency and accountability for us and to our constituents. Secondly, a concentration of power also lacks democratic input. So if council members are no longer going to have decision-making authority, it can undermine the democratic process. Elected officials are accountable to the public, and taking away our decision rights limits the ability of citizens to have their say in very important matters. Because, I mean, it's all different kinds of events that we're speaking of here. It's not just like, the Butter Tart Festival, which was great. By the way, I enjoyed being a judge. Thank you. Thirdly, there is a limited perspective. So council members typically bring diverse perspectives and represent different segments of the community. So by removing our decision-making authority, the decision-making process may also lack the benefit of diverse options and our opinions and our expertise in some cases. And lastly, there becomes a potential for misuse of power. When decision-making authority is concentrated in one person, again, just like the strong mayor's powers that I spoke of just a few moments ago. Without the proper checks and balances, there may be less accountability and oversight over the decision-making process. So I find that it's really important to strike a balance between empowering the CAO to efficiently manage administrative tasks and ensuring that us as elected officials also get to retain our decision-making authority to represent the interests and needs of our community. I think that there needs to be full collaboration and effective communication between the CAO and with us as council to find the right balance of some kind of an effective governance moving forward. So again, I mean, this is another one that I hate to say, but I can't vote in favor of endorsing this recommendation, because if I did, I would not only be diminishing my role again as a city councillor, but I would also be taking away the rights of citizens to have a say in some of these important matters or events. So, Madam Clerk, again, I would like to ask for a recorded vote, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else for questions before I ask for a recorded vote? Being none, Madam Clerk, Councillor Robinson asked for a recorded vote.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, can I just clarify with the clerk? I do actually think we voted on this item, so I'm not sure if we're re-voting on it or.
Actually, yes.
You could clarify with the clerk.
Help me out on this. I think we did.
Yeah.
I'd hate to butt in, but I actually had my hand up to let you know that I wanted to speak to the item. You gave Councillor Pickles a chance, and I put my hand up to speak. At the same time the vote was going on, I was trying to get your attention.
Right. And I think in all fairness, Madam Clerk, I did apologize, and I acknowledge that apparently I missed her out. So in all fairness, I think I'll be fair. So recorded vote was asked.
Thank you. And I'll just clarify as well for council that recorded votes can be called immediately before or immediately after. And I would say, given the dialogue, it is in the realm of immediately after. So I think that the chair is good to go with that.
Okay.
Councillor Robinson.
No.
Councillor Brenner.
Yes.
Councillor Butt.
Yes.
Councillor Cook.
Yes.
Councillor Nagy.
Yes.
Councillor Pickles.
Yes.
Mayor Ash.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, that's carried 6-2. Or sorry, 6-1.